Hey ladies and gentlemen, Bird Warrior here. I hope you guys having a awesome day. So here I am. So if you look at my topic today is 3 steps to succeed in life. Okay. So if you think about it, 3 steps to succeed in life. So I was listening to Les Brown this morning, and he was talking about I will persist until I succeed. So the first step, he talks about developing our mind. And then number 2 is developing our communication skill. And then 3 is practice. So practice until you make it better, whatever you're doing. When we think about as an entrepreneur or a business owner or even on the job, we want to be better at what we are doing, right? And so as a business owner, when we're thinking about who are we looking for, we're looking for people that's qualified, right? Qualified, we mean how do someone become qualified? We are only looking for people, right? People that's qualified. So it's OQP, people that's qualified. So these are not the people that, we think about. People talks about, I want, right? But we're not looking for the people that want or in need, people that need, I need this, I need that. We're looking for people that want more. So looking for like the hungry people, right? The hungry people that wants to be do more for their life. They want more of the goodness of what God has for them, right? So we're looking for people that is hungry. So then if you think about it, we want to find the people that wants the best in life. If you think about it, it's not a lot of people talk about, yes, they want the best in life, but what are they willing to do to get the best in life, right? So that's why he talks about the road to your best stuff. What is the road to becoming the best, all that God has called you to be? So we will have to we have to persist until we succeed. And then we have to have patience, right? Because it takes patience in order to do the things that he has called us to do. Then we have to persevere, right? Persevere. And I like this part. You talk about hard work. It's hard work. And I believe a lot of people think that doing what God has called us to do, to use our God-given gifts, talents, and ability, it's hard work, right? And it also is a heart work, right? Because the thing, when the world tells us to do it one way, but God says, have you surrendered your heart? Are you surrendering your life to me? Let me do it for you, but you got to surrender. But then the world tells us, well, you know what, it's all about you. You got to go out there and do this. You got to go. I'm not saying that you don't have to do. You have to do some work. But the one that God is calling us to do is surrender and let him be the one to take us where he wants to take us. And I think that's where the hard work comes in. And he also talks about if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. Let me repeat that. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy, right? Because as a believer, if you think about it, when we want to do what we want to do, it seems to be very easy, right? Doing what you want to do is easy, But when you think about doing things God's way, it's kind of hard. It's hard in the sense because we don't want to surrender self. We don't want to surrender that ego mentality that's telling you, it's all about me, right? So when you think about it, are you giving your best? Are you giving your best in whatever you're doing? I know some of you might be on the job right now. Some of you might be in your own business, right? Are you giving your best? Are you giving your best? So look at your life. And then if you're not giving your best, why not? Why not? Because if you think about it, God wants the best for each one of us, right? But if you are only functioning at 70% or 50%, if you were in school, I mean, in college, I mean, or even in high school, right, your kids, if they were getting 60, 50, wouldn't that consider a fail, right? So it's the same thing with our lives and our businesses. We need to be at 100%, right? And how can we be at 100%? You have to be listening to God's voice. You have to be listening to His voice. If you think about it, the world tells us we need to go and get degrees after degrees after degrees. At one point, I remember years ago, a high school degree was enough at one point. Then they tell you need to get an AA degree. Then you had to get a bachelor's degree. Then you got to get a master's degree. Now they say you got a master's, and people have masters. It's not even enough. People are going to get their doctor's degree. But here's the question: is that what God called you to do? Right? Is that what He called you to do? Just think about it, okay? So if you go and thinking like how the world wants you to think, and you go get all these degrees, then you have all these additional, how would you say, all these additional expense, right? Because for each degree, you're thinking about maybe 30, 40,000 as you go up, maybe even more. So by the time you finish, how much do you owe, right? And so sometimes we find society tells us, well, one salary is not enough. You need to get 2 or 3 or 4 salary, right? So then you go ahead and you find different ways to work yourself. And God is telling you, He wants you to work smart, but not hard. I hope that makes sense. So when we surrender to God, God is not telling us we need to get all these degrees. I'm not sure if that's what He's telling you, but some people say, well, I am not good at this because I did not finish school, or I didn't have this degree. But God is saying, listen, I'm not asking you about your degrees or what you don't have. I created you with gifts, talents, and ability. Now, are you willing to let me work with you? Are you willing to let me work with it? He's giving you all that you need, okay? He's giving you, He's created a genius. He created someone that's very creative, right? Think about all the stuff that you can do, okay? And then go from there and ask Him, Lord, you gave me all these gifts, put it on paper. What is it that you want me to do? What is it that I can develop and bring into the marketplace that you will get praise, honor, and glory by me surrendering my life to you? Those would be the questions that we ask, right? And so, will it be easy? Of course not, because if you think about it, a lot of people don't want to do the changes because it's hard, or maybe they are saying, well, if I do this, then what is my friends going to think? What is my mother or my parents? What is this one going to think about me? If I go and do this, I'll be the only one that's doing what God called me to do. So a lot of time you find people don't want to be the only one standing, right? Won't want to be the only one standing when they look and say, well, if I go out there, I'm going to be all by myself. There's nobody going to be there with me, right? Not realizing God is calling you to higher ground. And sometimes it calls for you to be the only one standing on His side, okay, for that moment, right? Not knowing that He has a lot of people that have made the decision, but you sometimes we find ourselves that thinking that we are the only one that He is calling, and we are the only one that He's calling out. Now realizing He's calling a lot of people, but sometimes they are listening, but you don't know about them. Or maybe that He's tugging, he's tugging at you and knocking on your heart. And you say, well, no, I don't want to do that, because then I will look this way and people will think I'm this or whatever. And you don't realize that, you got to go beyond that. So he also talked about, Les Brown, is no pain, no gain. If you want to gain in life, you have to go through some pain. So that means to say, you might try something and you fail, right? You might be rejection from your families, friends, and loved ones, right? if you think about it, life in itself is a lot of pain, a lot of trials, a lot of step, because if you think about it, when we're doing something new, it's a lot of changes going on. So sometimes we don't want to go to the changes, not realizing by going to the changes, even though you are fearful, go through the steps that's necessary. Because when you get on the other side and you look and you say, boy, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I mean, what was I fearful about, right? So we need to take the necessary steps in order to move forward. And then it says, you can do it. So what is your life look like? Okay, so if you look at your life right now, if you're not where that you want to be, or maybe you say my life is not going in the direction that I had in mind. Okay, so think about it. If it's not going in the direction that you want it to go, don't you think you need to make some changes, right? Regardless of what someone is looking at you or someone is not looking at you, you still need to make that choice. Make the first move. Make the first move. And we talked about a lot of people thinking about, okay, I can't wait till Friday, TGIF, I can't wait till Friday. So if you're one of those ones that you go to work and you just dread going to work, and you find work is very stressful and work is very depressing, maybe it's time to make a change. Maybe it's time for you to make a change. And if you're one of those that person that thinking about, I can't wait till it gets to be Friday. I can't wait for Friday. You said, thank God it's Friday, right? If you're one of those ones, maybe you need to make a change as well. Okay, you need to make some changes. So even though you are fearful, or you fear because you're not sure of the future, still make the move. Still make the move, knowing that God will take you through. God will take you through. So life comes with a sense of urgency, because if you think about it, there's so much stuff going on in this world. We never know when our time is up, right? So we need to live life with a sense of urgency. It's an urgency, so you need to move forward. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What is holding you back? And then sometimes we might say, well, like I said, looking at other people, what is holding you back from making that step? I am not saying that you need to just quit your job. I mean, unless I prayed to God and you ask him, and that's what he told you to do. But I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is you can stay where you're at and just make some additional move. Make some additional step. Take the baby step necessary. And if you would like help, we have a program that will be able to help you. It calls 9 Lies That May Be Holding You Back, okay, from using your God-given gifts, talents, and ability to bring praise and honor to his name. So if you want to take a look at those training, just let me know. Just raise your hand, make some comment, and I'll be more than happy to send that to you. So, but once you make the move, focus on what is it that you want. What is it that God called you to do? Sometimes you might feel as though, there may be some things going on in life, and maybe something that God is saying, well, you know what? Well, maybe you the solution for that problem. We are here to to solve problems, right? And the more problems you solve, is the more equals financial blessings, right? Equals financial blessing. So if you think about it, we're either going to do or we're going to die doing. So when you want to do, and then while you're doing, even if you die doing what God called you to do, isn't that a great thing? I mean, if you think about it, we either sink or we're going to swim. But isn't it good to knowing that you're going to be able to do it with with God that created the universe? Okay, you can't go wrong putting your life in his hands, because he created you, right? He created you. So when we think about giving, God wants all of us, all of my gifts, talents, and ability. He wants to use everything in my life to bring praise and honor to his name. Everything you think about in life. Some things we got to just, surrender. But he said, come as you are and lay them at my feet, and I will be the one that will remove them. I'm the one that's going to give you the increase. So, like I said, here's the question. have you done all that you can do in all areas of your life? Have you done that? Have you done that? And if not, why not? Are you waiting? What are you waiting for? Like I said, people will look at you, people will talk about you. Listen, people are already talking about you, so what are you talking about? There's people, the ones that you think they're so close to you, they're talking about you. Some are talking good stuff, some talking bad stuff, but people, that's what people do, period. So what is stopping you from moving forward? What is stopping you from using your God-given gifts, talents, and ability to glorify Him? You know, there's a movement that's taking place that's allowing moms and dads to create an income from home and having their kids, and then they could have more time, freedom for their family. So if that is you, you know, just like I said, just reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to share that information with you. And so if you look at this scripture, Philippians 4:13 talks about, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Isn't that so? That's a sure promise. And then if you look at Psalms 38:15, it says, for in thee, O Lord, do I hope. Thou wilt hear, O Lord my God. And then I have another one here. Let's see what I do with it. Okay, so Romans 8:13, it says, for if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But by the Spirit you put to death the deeds of the body, you will live. I hope that makes sense. So Romans 8:13, you might want to go home and look that up. It says, for if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But by the Spirit you put to death the deeds of the body, you will live. And that's Romans 8:13. So my brother, my sister, my friend, if you I hope that you have enjoyed this video as much as I have enjoyed making it for you. And if you want to dive deeper and go deeper with the information that I shared on the 9 lies that may be holding you back, just visit BurdelWarrior.com. Okay? Until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a super awesome afternoon. Until tomorrow, talk to you guys soon.